Here's the main problem. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Out of all those goddamn words, out of all of them, good and bad, there's one word that's not in there. Scary. This is a horror movie. Scary would be the last thing I would use to describe this. All those words, this is on the bottom of the list.
You didn't think when they measured the inside of the house and the outside of the house and they were different, like that wasn't scary? That didn't freak you out?
That would scare me.
Thank you, man.
As someone who owns a home, that would scare me.
Yeah. As a homeowner, yeah, I'd be like,
that 10-minute scene, we're like, what's going on?
My homeowner taxes are gonna go up, man. You Should Have Left. Is that what it's called? You Should Have Left, people. That's the movie we're about to talk about. In case after our review, I'm not going to tell you we're giving it yet, but after the review, if you find yourself wanting to watch this motion picture right here, I'm going to tell you how you can watch it streaming on a special place called Row 8. And I'm going to tell you how to get this film for $2 off. And as I said, go over to Row 8. Where are you, Row 8? There it is right there. Row 8, just like it sounds. ROW, the number 8. If you get something on Row 8 and you don't like it, you just let them know and they say, all right, you know what, that's fine. Pick something else you like. We don't care. You don't like the movie that these guys recommended, or they panned it, and you say, you know what, I don't want to watch that. Well, you have a chance to, there it is. You should have left, Martin. But they got a lot of things on Row 8 that you can watch. Hey, you heard about Scoob? You missed that one? Go catch up on that on Row 8. The King of Staten Island, that's up there. And they got a bunch of other hits that are streaming right now. Just Mercy. And you can start by getting $2 off when you sign on to Row 8. And to get that $2 off, just tell them Double Toasted sent you. And you can tell them that by typing in. And here, I had to do it again, Martin. Got that generic can up there, that generic label.
Wow.
Well, it is clear and easy to read.
It is very easy to read.
Yeah.
Row 8. Take that down, sign on to Row 8, put that code in, and get yourself $2 off the VOD of your choice over there. You probably saw a certain name attached to this movie, and if you have, then you appreciate this movie for probably its thriftiness. Martin, you know I love movies that do more with less.
Yes.
I've said this. I believe you're starting to appreciate that too.
I do.
No one does more with less than your boy, old Jason Blum out there. A Blumhouse production. Blumhouse, they give you $5 million and that's it. They say our intro costs more than most movies that we make. And over there, they tell you that is they have that legendary business model. I'm going to give you $5 million and don't you ask for a penny more. But this movie that we have here, You Should Have Left. This is one of the movies that's a little on the more expensive end, but not quite. This is they didn't even get the full $5 million, but they got $4 million.
Okay.
They got $4 million. They said, well, we can get an Airbnb, a protractor.
Some groceries, but not all the groceries.
Yeah, some groceries. Yeah.
We can rent this field so we can set up to look like a movie set.
We can get a tape measure and and a hallway with some doors. Make it happen. So, they're working with more than some people had out there. So surely this.
Was it enough?
What's that?
Was it enough?
Was it enough? Surely they can come in and make something that's going to scare the shit out of you with all the resources that they got. Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for You Should Have Left.
You said it to me. Somebody wrote in my journal.
You too goddamn old to have a journal.
Come on, man. He's dating a young girl. He's got to try to live the young lifestyle.
You're trying to be 14 like her. You wrote in my diary.
I'm going to talk about this on my Snapchat.
Or maybe it's the other way around. The police finds them.
So Kevin Bacon plays a guy who we don't know what happened with his ass. Some people don't like him though. People hate him.
Let's just say he's O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, people don't like this guy. They say that You know, there's been some secret going on with his probably his last marriage, and people just say, you know, I don't want to work with this guy. So he decides to take his young actress girlfriend, played by Amanda Seyfried. They say, you know what, you're off your job. I don't like the movie you're working on anyway. All these goddamn sex scenes you're doing, screaming and yelling and shit. Let's try to get the away from here as far as possible. They're in Wells, and they decide to go out there, get this nice Airbnb, and just kind of get away from it all. Everything is cool, except the house. Something is going on with this house where the moment they get there, first of all, weird shit starts happening, but because they're white, they don't leave. The other reason why...
Despite the title.
Despite you should have left. The goddamn title tells you that. They said, man, if this title don't tell these white folks to get out of here, I don't know what to do. The house seems to have some sort of grip over Kevin Bacon's character, Theo. Well, this is this mysterious thing that just won't let him leave, besides stupidity. Well, you have to see the movie for that, of course, but it's a nice setup right there. You know, it's a nice premise with a lot of mystery, and this also has some good names behind it. I mean, besides Kevin Bacon and Amanda Seyfried, we have somebody who's worked with Kevin Bacon before. This is directed by David Coep. Now, David Coep, you probably don't know. Y'all like, no, that's Bill Nye the Science Guy. No, this is the guy. He's written tons of not just scripts, but blockbuster scripts for Hollywood, like anywhere from Jurassic Park to Spider-Man. He's directed some smaller films.
I think it's pronounced Kep.
Kep. David Kep. Okay, we'll go with that then. Kep. David Kep. Also, this is Universal trying to cash in on another movie that was supposed to go to the theaters, and unlike the movie that they did it with first, Trolls World Tour, where that was supposed to go to the theater, and a lot of people were going to go see it anyway. They're going to make money with this no matter what. They kind of figured that, you know, there's a chance with this smaller movie right here that it was not going to perform as big, but we got a chance to make it even bigger on VOD. So that's where the question comes in. You know, now this is on VOD, and they're not charging cheap for this. This is going to be $20. $20 if you want to rent this. Now you can split that up with as many people as you want to, but if you want to watch it at home, you got to pay the price. You should have left. Is it worth it? Is it worth $20 to get?
Yeah, it's worth it.
No, it ain't worth it. In my humble opinion, not at all. Don't come in here with that bullshit, Martin.
Fuck yes, worth it.
Fuck you, know it ain't. You and Martin kiss my hand. No, 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 no. No. This movie's interesting. It's moody. It's creative. Funny. I'd even go as far as to say it's kind of cute in some parts.
Well, then, what's the problem?
Yeah. Well, I can use some other words, Martin. That's why. I can use some other words like slow, confusing, boring. Hell, I'm using too many words. Bad.
You're right to the point.
That's the goddamn problem.
Well, how can all these words and these words come together?
How can they coexist?
Yeah. How can they coexist?
Because they seem to contradict each other.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, they don't. Because like I told you, there are some movies where you can use some nice words. You can use some words that are not so nice. But what's the balance here? Is bad or good outweighing each other? And to me, bad said that shit far outweighed the good. In fact, them good words just flying. Bad weighted down so
like
much.
A seesaw.
Yeah, it's like a seesaw. Nice and interesting. I'm like, no. Here's the main problem. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Out of all those goddamn words, out of all of them, good and bad, there's one word that's not in there. Scary. This is a horror movie. Scary would be the last thing I would use to describe this. All those words, this is on the bottom of the list.
You didn't think when they measured the inside of the house and the outside of the house and they were different, like that wasn't scary? That didn't freak you out?
That would scare me.
Thank you, man.
As someone who owns a home, that would scare me.
Yeah. As a homeowner, yeah, I'd be like,
that 10-minute scene, we're like, what's going on?
My homeowner taxes are gonna go up, man. I got renovations to do. And the horror, the money that I have to put in this, the horror.
I'll never get permits for this.
I just don't get it.
No.
But the thing is, it's like at least throw like a scary moment in there, like a couple, even if they're jump scares. Just give me something. And this movie maybe has like one jump scare, I think, and even then it's just like you see it in the trailer.
Oh man, that's bad when you're hungering for jump scares.
Just anything. I want a reaction because there's so many scenes of just watch Kevin Bacon walk down a hallway, watch his daughter walk down a hallway, watch Amanda Seyfried walk down a hallway. It's just like that's all they had was just this one building, this set, and then nothing else happens. And lights.
I watched Kevin Bacon measure a house, a wall.
God damn.
I would not feel right asking you to spend $20 on this. I would even if I told you to come to the house. Even if I told you to come to the house and I say, hey, let's split it. You know what? 30 minutes in, I'll probably be looking at this and just looking at you the whole time. You know, I'm sorry, man. You know, I mean, Jesus, man, you saw the trailer. They made it look good, man. Come on, I'm sorry. Let me just say this, because I'm making it sound like they don't do anything right on the horror level. And I'm not, I think that's what upsets me with this, is that they actually do some good setups for some creepy moments in here. They actually do some things in here that I thought if they had actually seen that through, that would even weird me out a little bit. But they don't. They don't do that, man, because a lot of times the reactions of characters don't. I don't know if you saw this, but the reactions of characters don't really sell the horror here. The little girl in this, cute little girl, Avery Essex. Avery Essex, 6-year-old girl. She's the daughter of Theo, Kevin Bacon's character.
Yeah.
She's in her room when they get to this house, and she sees a shadow man on the wall. Ain't nobody else in the room. So it's clearly the shadow of a phantom or a ghost or something. And she handles that shit like it's nothing. Not to mention, she's kind of crazy anyway. Ella. Hey. See, that. No, that. If that had been me, and I saw that, and Daddy Kevin Bacon kept on around me, be like, I'm a man on the wall. Okay. I would have been nuts.
Now I can say, looking at that scene, it looked like she just thought that shadow belonged to her dad.
Yeah.
Because she's sick. She doesn't know shadow mechanics at that point.
She ain't that goddamn stupid. She know a shadow don't show up before a person. That shadow was way up there before Kevin Bacon was up there.
No, shadows.
Ella. She look at this. She looking at nothing.
But then she turned around. She heard her dad.
Her dad.
Like I have to admit, like this moment was, and we see her later on reacting like, all right, something's here. I'm gonna go hide under my covers. And plus, when you're a kid, you're confused. You're in a new place. Mm-hmm. Like she's not gonna start screeching. I think right away. And so that was fine. That didn't bother me.
Maybe I'm just a bitch.
I will say this. I'll say this.
I'm a bitch?
No. Well, yes, but we'll put a pin in that for right now. But the thing is, like scares like that, we see that all the time in horror films. This does nothing different. That's why I really dislike haunted house films, because it's always the same shit. Always these ghost movies. Yeah. I'm tired of it. And the thing, it doesn't help when we have just a generic plot to go along with the typical or the failed attempt at some of these scares. Yeah, that's I don't care for this.
You know what?
I want to defend this movie, but whatever.
Why you taking the only thing I'm trying to defend? The only scare they got here. Actually, I'm not, because it ain't a real scare. He ain't even up there yet. That shadow would not. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm I'm the bitch here, because I would have been screaming my ass off with that. Shit, the moment Kevin Bacon would have came up there and I saw that it was not his shadow, I would have been screaming, daddy, that shit would not have worked.
Had that played out like you're talking about, Kevin Bacon would have said, honey, that was my shadow.
Yeah.
I was coming right up. That's all that was.
And I would have been like, Daddy, I ain't stupid. All right? I tell you, they do certain things with him that are interesting, man. Mostly with Kevin Bacon. I think with Kevin Bacon in the movie, he's good. Kevin Bacon is actually really good in the film.
He's always good.
Yeah,
Sound of dissension.
When he's Kevin Bacon, there's another person he plays.
Well,
I'm like, that is ridiculous.
I'll get to that. Yeah, hold on. I'll get to that.
All right,
no, because there is but no, when he's playing Theo, I like him, man. He's good. And they do things that kind of tease a mystery with him. He's having these nightmares. You wonder what these nightmares are about. In fact, there's a part in the movie we're talking about, these nightmares. It was like, okay, well, what's going on with these nightmares? But I'm mostly drawn to a situation, as you said, with Amanda Seyfried, because you saw those parts in there. Amanda Seyfried, who plays his wife,
young hot wife,
his actress model wife, who's like 30 years younger than him. Because what I like with that is that you look at the trailer, they hint that they have some sort of romantic relationship, and you say, yeah, but that age difference is crazy.
It's a lot. I'm like, is this like the old days when you pair Sean Connery up with Michelle Pfeiffer and everybody just goes along with it?
Yeah.
Well, they bring it up every like 15 minutes in this movie. So it's like, see, we're all aware.
Yeah.
This is weird.
I saw the scene where he tried to visit the set. And
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, ooh.
No, they say, at best, this is your grown-ass daughter. This is not your wife right here. And everybody's looking at it and they're like, you know what? This is weird, man. And the movie's like, yeah, we know. We gonna with him. Don't worry about it. We got him.
Set up.
No. We ain't stupid. We know what's happening here. They make sure in the movie to let you know that their relationship is truly awkward.
Yeah.
And I did appreciate that. That part you're talking about, there's a part where he goes to see her on her set, and there's a security guard right there. And he tells the security guard, like, yeah, I'm here to see my wife. And they say, who's your wife? And he's like, what's her name? Susanna, Amanda Seyfried's character. I'm here to see Susanna. And the security guard looks at him like, you don't get your old lying ass out of here.
It's the best actor in the movie.
He's like, get the out of here, man. He's like, no, for real. You're like, oh, shit.
Well, it's the indignity of one not being allowed on the set and then having to hear her in a sex scene moaning the whole time.
Well,
like, God,
that's what makes for some funny moments in it, because this movie really does have funny moments. This is while he's waiting to be on set and already been called old and a liar. She's filming a sex scene for what we assume is like a Hollywood type movie. But she is so loud, you hear her ass across the field.
Well, even the security guard looks at him and feels sorry for him. Like, sorry, bro.
Yeah. The security guard looking at him and like, they ain't acting right. They really they making a porno in there, man.
You look like there's a reason there's a closed set. You came on the wrong day.
Yeah. She said she a Hollywood actress? That bitch makes porn, man. She didn't tell you?
I don't think she has enough to do in the movie. And she just leaves. Oh, like, okay, you're done now. Now the next half hour is just going to be Kevin Bacon and the daughter. I'm like, well, this was interesting. This would be an interesting dynamic. It would add to conflict in the movie. He says, nope, ghost stuff now. It's the same ghost stuff you always see over and over and over and over and over again in all these haunted house films. So I thought she was wasted.
I liked her because
I think their dynamic was interesting, but it goes nowhere in the end.
Well,
there's like, okay, it's ending.
I don't think this movie goes anywhere at the end at all.
Oh yeah, no, that's his general problem.
Yeah, but I
think it just stops.
I will tell you this: I think Amanda Seyfried is good because at first they introduce her sort of as a self-centered actress, a self-centered young actress, always on the phone and whatnot. But then they don't tell you everything with this. They kind of put in hints of like maybe she's got to deal with his crazy ass too. Whatever the secret was with him, she's got to deal with him too. So it's not as one-sided as it seems.
Right.
There's even moments where she's with the daughter, and those scenes between those two, they're pretty good. The movie can be genuinely funny, man. I thought it was funnier than it was scary. There are moments in here where they intentionally play it up for laughs. There's a scene where Kevin Bacon goes to a grocery store. Did you see this?
No.
That's more in the movie.
Yes, I guess that's later. He goes to a grocer, man. He goes to buy some groceries and the guy that runs the grocery store could give a shit less. Not about him, about his job. He could give a shit less about running this grocery store. And I thought it was it has a problem in there I'm about to tell you about, but as far as a comedic scene goes, or a humorous scene, I thought it worked pretty well. I wish they had actually played more stuff up like this.
Butter, bread, drink. Yeah, bread, egg.
Kevin Bacon like, this mother. Now, I'll tell you the thing that I did not like about that character. I was like, even y'all ruined that. Because that character, while this scene is funny, he's really there for exposition. Yep. Yeah, he's that character that's there to tell you about why that house is so evil. He's the guy that's like, you're staying up at the old house, aren't you?
Exactly.
You know about the history of that house. And it's like, first of all, how the you know about what this house does. You can't even run your grocery store.
I can't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I know that's a joke, but I was like,
Yeah.
because I know he was doing that generic dialogue because this is the point in the movie where the townspeople are like, oh no. And like everyone's acting weird again. It's the same thing you see all the time in these types of films. Yeah. But I just couldn't understand his accent. I mean, it's a joke in the film. Like Kevin Bacon's like, I don't speak well. She's like, I'm speaking English to you. But so that was funny. But at the same time, I struggled as well. So I knew he's given the generic exposition, but I still struggled to understand it.
Yeah. Really, the main thing for me holding this movie down, though, if I can just get right into it, is nothing happens, man.
Yeah.
Nothing happens for an hour.
Well, I saw lights flickering on and off.
They flicker a lot.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
That's throughout the movie.
Yeah. After them lights flickered, man, then shit happened. They give you hints of something that happens every now and then. It's dealing with his relationship with Amanda Seyfried's character, Susanna. It's dealing with his jealousy of her. Him going through her book. Him going through her phone. Her phone. Him going through her computer. And you're thinking to yourself, all right, shit, is this a horror movie or is this a soap opera or is this a drama? Because a lot of shit is not really horrifying right now. It's barely even scary. It's barely even creepy. The last 30 minutes are where they really do pick up and they start to get to the meat of the movie.
But it's everything you've seen before in another horror film. So it's like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing.
They start to get into like Silent Hill territory where there's alternate dimensions that pop up. What's that?
No, aesthetically like Silent Hill.
Yeah. You're going between, this evil world and this house, the normal house.
Time manipulation.
Time, just lost me. I was kind of holding on. Well, maybe, but now.
Nah. And it's too bad because that dream thing with Theo, Kevin Bacon's character, that dream thing is actually pretty cool, and they kept teasing it, but I don't think they do too much with it. It's him having to, at some point, almost mutilate himself to get himself out of his nightmares, either the nightmares that he's experiencing himself or seeing something like his daughter dying right before him.
Oh, God! It's a dream! It's a dream! It's a goddamn dream!
Freddy Krueger looking at him like, well, I see you don't need me. Yeah, all right. You got way bigger problems than me, bitch. I like that, man, because it's like, are they dreams or is it madness? Mm-hmm. If they had played that up just a little bit more, and I think you would have had a better film, and if they played that up early into the movie, you would have had a better film.
But that's expensive to do dream sequences like that.
Yeah, even when you say Amanda Seyfried takes off, like maybe they had reached the end of the $4 million.
Yeah, I think so. They couldn't afford her anymore.
Exactly. Most of the movie's creep factor comes from him measuring this house.
God. Look at the water puddle. Look at the water. They separate. What the
most of this,
I don't give a shit about water puddles. How's that scary?
Most of this, the scares from this movie is most of it is people going to the house and looking like shit that needs repairs, or measuring the house, man. And I'm gonna tell you, man. When you look at this,
that's a foundation problem. It's gonna cost you $10,000.
Well, that would be scary, honestly. That's true.
It's an interesting concept where the outside is smaller than the inside. What kind of dimensional crazy shit are we playing with? That's interesting. I mean, seen it done before. Hell, you can watch Doctor Who and see that shit. It makes. I tell you what, it even makes for cute daddy and daughter time. But it ain't scary.
26 feet.
Hold on tight.
Okay.
So we watching HGTV now? What's going on?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, these scenes go on and on.
21. Says this room is 5 feet longer on the inside than it is on the outside.
Dun, dun, dun. Like, Jesus, my daughter's weird. Like maybe I can make a break for it now.
Oh, the house can have her. Yeah, a little sacrifice there.
Yeah, man. I don't. Yeah, there's nothing frightening about that, and they spend a lot of time with that. A lot of the movie after that is spent with Kevin Bacon just going through the hallways looking like, hey, I wasn't like that before. Oh shit, that's bigger. That's smaller. What the fuck? Oh my God, that door wasn't there. I mean,
more lights. Him turning off more lights.
Yeah. Yeah, him opening doors. I mean, that's and they oversell it too because they got all this creepy music where it's just him opening doors.
It's just, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's just him looking around. Just but people, you see how long this scene is.
Yeah.
Look, y'all, this is a scene. I'm gonna let you look at this. I'm just so you get some idea what we're talking. In case you think we're exaggerating, it's about 2 minutes. This motherfucker just goes through the house, looking at shit.
You win.
Ella.
Papa.
Meanwhile, she's like, at least something cool's going on with me. Yeah. Dad is still up there just looking around the house and shit. She said, I'm in Silent Hill right now. I tell you another reason why it's really not that scary. Because it's a nice house. It's a nice house that they spend most of their time in. I look at this house right here. Evil houses have come a long way from being outdated and dark and gloomy. Today they got great taste in modern design.
Well, it's got to be alluring.
It's just
the latest, the modern appliances right here.
Yeah. Well, you can't make the excuse like, why are people going into a house that is obviously creepy and decrepit and falling apart? So it's like, okay, still, but then in turn, the house has no personality.
No,
and so it's just like now I get it now. These haunted house films, you need to have that.
Hey, look, I tell you, it's a nice ass Airbnb that the devil has put on online right here.
Of course, why wouldn't he?
Yeah. When they go to like the haunted house part, when they go to the evil dimension part, but you saw it. It's just the fucking girl.
Oh, you've seen before.
She's just walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just going from door to door. God damn, Jason Blum. Look, I know you cheap, but you gotta come on, man. The cheap scares that they do here, it make you have respect for jump scares.
Oh yeah,
because the jump scares they do here, now they just do it with music. Before they actually jumped and they jump scares. The shit they do here, they just play when somebody does this shit. Walking on by behind somebody.
They go to the next room. That's when it happens.
That's that profile shadow shit.
Oh yeah.
They do this shit when Chris is talking, and then it's
not noticing anything.
No. It's like, man.
Yeah, nailed it.
I remember with a jump scare, at least they used to jump.
Yeah.
No.
It's confusing, man. They got a ghost in here named
Ghost, yeah.
Stadler who looks like he just got out of a bingo hall. I don't know. They don't explain why he's on crutches. They don't explain why he talks like this. They don't explain why he's dressed like that. They don't explain anything about his personality that leads us to even have a character like this.
Nothing.
There's a lot of questions that are unanswered, especially with the looping dimensional warps and time warps and doubles and
they don't establish rules.
They don't. They don't. If you're looking for a horror movie, this is not it at all. Now, if you want to take a nice stroll through a nice Airbnb or IKEA or some shit like that, fine. That's if you like modern design, you like taking tours of houses. That's fine. That's fine. But this shit doesn't make any sense. And the ending does not make any...
It just stops. The ending just stops.
It does not make any sense, the end. They don't explain shit. There's a lot of potential here. And I really do movies... I really do love movies when they have when they work hard with the few resources that they have. And they had very few resources and didn't do a thing with them. They had a tape... Maybe this was a test. Maybe Jason Blum saying, I'm going to give you a tape measure. Let's see what you can do with that.
He's challenging himself now.
Yeah. Hey, make a movie about a haunted tape measure. See what you can do with that shit. And they failed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, man. I cannot do this, and I would feel guilty if I told you to pay $20 for this. This is a movie that you pay $1 for out of Redbox, and you do that out of curiosity.
Damn. Even then, I don't think it's worth it. There's better things in that red box.
It's a low ass rental, man.
Okay, so it's still letting crossover into
I've seen some worse things, and I tell you why. Because the stuff that they do with all the drama, it's not a drama though, But the stuff they do with the drama, the stuff that they do with the things that they do well with, I can't say it's I've seen some really shitty Jason Blumhouse movies.
Sure,
this is not one of them. It's a wasted opportunity though. Yeah, it skirts some bullshit. It's a low rental, but I think you go in another direction.
I mean, for me, it's just a waste of time. I mean, okay, you're doing the same things that we always see in these haunted house films. So already I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing here. But then at the end of the day, it's like, give me something. Give me some scares. Even their jump scares, like establish a threat. And they just struggle to even do that. Yeah, man, at the end of the day, I was just so bored. So I have to give it some old bullshit.
I do not blame you. I wouldn't tell anybody to spend that time.
It's not worth it.
Watch Kevin Bacon go from door to door and downstairs and shit. You can watch the Scooby-Doo gang do that shit, and they do it in five seconds. You don't have to do that with it. Y'all want a spoiler? Where things really starts to go crazy is that he finds out his wife's cheating, snooping around and shit. That takes up a good third of the movie, and then he tells her, he says, "You got to go." I like the way that shit went too, because he's like, it ain't like, because usually in these movies it's like the woman says, "No, you go," and they're like, "Okay," but no, he's like, "Bitch, get out! I don't care where you go, you leave." And then she leaves, and he finds out, "Oh, I can't leave this house. Yeah. I need a ride," because the house is haunted. He can't leave, and he finds out weird shit's going on. He's like, "Can I get a cab?" And the guy at the grocery is like, "No, man, didn't I tell you the devil runs that house? That ain't going nowhere. Ain't no cabs coming to the devil's house. Are you crazy?"
Wait, he can't walk to the end of the driveway?
Oh, they go into that stuff.
Yeah,
they do the whole thing. It's like he walks like 4 miles, but we're right back where we started.
Yeah.
It's like that shit again.
Yeah, he's trying to do that thing where it's like, well, ain't no lift coming, ain't no
signal. I can't get a signal on my phone.
Yeah, no, he's got a signal. And he's trying to call, but ain't the people saying, "I ain't going over there."
Oh yeah.
So he's
they can't pick him up from the general store.
No, hell no. Oh hell no. And the guy at the general store said, "Don't you ask me for a ride either." And so he has to call his wife. He just says, "Hey, hey baby, can you come get me? This house is up and haunted. Can you come get me?"
Sorry.
And she's taking her time. She's like, oh, now you want me to come back? She's like, "Okay, I'll come back when I'm good and ready." So he's there waiting, and the house gets crazy and crazy. So he just gets his daughter, little Ella, and says, "Let's get the fuck out of here." So they go through the woods. He's trying to leave. They doing that Blair Witch shit where they go for about 2 hours and end up back at the house. And then he says, "You know what? It's cold out here. We got to go back in that haunted house." So he go in the house, and at that point, he starts seeing himself doing things. He starts seeing images of things that happened like 15 minutes before, replaying again. And I guess it's now that what they're trying to tell you is that with this story that happened earlier, when he told his wife, he's like, "You know what? My ex-wife, I didn't kill her, but I did watch that bitch drown and I didn't do anything." I saw her in the bathtub, kind of overdose or something. I didn't kill her, but I didn't do shit. So I found out I should have probably left this marriage a long time ago. And that's what the movie's kind of like. You should have left. It's not just you leave
It's
the
his
house.
punishment. Oh. It's his punishment.
He should have left the marriage, because since he stayed, it ended up being to where you practically had a hand in killing your wife. Now he's in purgatory, which the devil made very nice, by the way.
I mean,
I tell you, if you're in purgatory, you can find worse places to be. He has to confront his demons. He's in purgatory, so he goes back to the house, and his demon is the old guy Stedler. And he starts taking off his hat and starts taking off his coat and the cane he's walking on and shit. And it's revealed that I have been you the whole time.
Well, and it's Kevin Bacon in some heavy makeup in a terrible wig, and this fake pot belly and everything, and put on this ridiculous voice. I'm like, oh, that's him. I thought it was so ridiculous.
You know it's him in the beginning, because at the beginning he comes out and he looks at the little girl, because you see the ghost in the beginning. He looks at the little girl and he's just kind of like, "Yeah, where your daddy at?" He like, right. I was like, okay, either that is a bad pedophile right there, or that's Kevin Bacon in makeup. So it's Kevin Bacon in makeup, man. And why he takes all the makeup off and shit. Why he was another character to begin with, I don't know. They never explained that character.
No, why would they?
You don't know who that character is. Why was Kevin Bacon looking like somebody off of King of the Hill? All this teleporting and shit, they don't tell you why he's doing all of that. It's just really the simple matter of the story is he's dealing with his demons. He's in purgatory. You see pictures of people on the wall, previous victims of the house. So he pretty much, and it's not even a scary ending. No. It's not like, "The house has got me." Oh, he tells,
like, you don't know what happens to him. It just like, I got to stay here. And then it cuts.
He tells his wife, he says, in a very plain matter of fact way, just, "Yeah, baby, take our daughter. You go where you need to go. This house ain't gonna let me go, so I'm gonna go back inside, and y'all going about your business. I'll see y'all later or not. And they just drive off, and he just goes back to the house.
Yeah, we don't see what happens to him.
We don't see what happens. What it does, what you do see is a computer on the table where it says, not listed or not available. It says not available, and as the camera pulls back, all of a sudden you see click available.
Sequel.
You see, hold on, so I can put some effect on it. You see, all of a sudden, it says available. It pulls back from the computer. You're like, the house will get another victim. Oh, it's like, f you. Get the f out of here with that. Yeah. I don't want to hear that shit. No. People, this is the most anticlimactic spook movie I've ever seen, to the point they can't even have the house be scary. The dude who's possessed by the house says, well, y'all be careful. I'm going to go back inside. That's it. You know what?
Still worth that rental? Still worth that rental?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. You say rental, but it don't sound much like
That's
it.
everything we're talking about now. Ooh.
You know what? That's why I don't like doing these spoilers, because then you get a twist. You know what? Here's the real horror movie right here. He never gave it a riddle the whole time. It was some old bullshit. Oh, shit. I spent $20 already on this movie.
I did.
Why didn't you tell me before?